All right, so Kenny, great question. And I got videos on this as well. And I mentioned this on the video. In the video, I explained, Kenny, that it's not necessarily so much about brands as it is more the condition of the truck. The name of the video is What Makes and Models of Dump Trucks You Should Buy. Again, what make and model of dump truck you should buy. Check that video out, guys, if you haven't already seen it. It's not necessarily the brand, Kenny. It's more one, and I say this on the video, condition. What kind of condition? Can you leave that question up there, Kai? Thank you. Condition of the truck, and again, that's the main thing. Because you can buy a Peterbilt. Everybody likes Peterbilts. Everybody likes Kenworths, right? And I do too, guys. But if the truck's not in good condition, it ain't gonna matter what brand it is, right? So make sure that the truck's in good condition. And I have a video on that too, Kenny, showing you what to look out for and how to buy a truck. And I go through from the engine all the way to the end, to the dump body, to the PTO, the whole nine. So that's gonna determine you're reliable. Because if the truck's in good condition, then more than likely you're gonna have a reliable truck. But if you want me to give you brands, of course, Peterbilt and Kenworth, everybody knows that, right? But truthfully, it's the way the truck is built as well. So number one, condition. Number two, the way the truck is built. So what I mean by the way the truck is built, look at the suspension. Is it a heavy duty suspension? That's the number one thing, because one of the things about the dump truck business, remember, you're gonna be doing a lot of off-road. You're gonna be going off the road and going, if it's like a dirt job, you're gonna be going into the dirt. You're gonna go into gravel, depending on where you're located. You know, I don't know where you're at, but here in Houston, it rains a lot. Right? So we're trying to stay busy, and if it rained today and we need to go out on the job tomorrow or Monday, it may not be dry tomorrow, or it may not even be dry by Monday. So essentially we're going out there, and guess what? We're going off road. It may be a little muddy, things of that nature. So the suspension plays a big role on that. One of the things I say is leaf spring suspension system, man. Dump truck, leaf spring suspension system is always better. I highly recommend it over airbag suspension. It has a rougher drive. It drives a little rougher, right? But it's just heavier duty. It'll last longer. And it's really more designed for dump trucks. Trash trucks, they make good dump trucks too, by the way, guys. Just to kind of give you a little bit of game there. Trash trucks, used trash trucks make good dump trucks because they're really built like a dump truck in terms of suspension. Also, you said I plan to buy my first Triaxle before 07. Just to cover this real quick, guys, the year, again, I don't really, you know what? I'm not big about the year. If the truck, again, I'm gonna reiterate this, if it's in good condition, I don't care if it's an 07. I don't care if it's an 06. If it's in good condition, well kept. Look, guys, I've gone out to California and bought trucks from over there because I'm not gonna get into all the details. They're better well kept in California than they are here in Houston. And I've had 06, 07s, 04s, and 05s I've brought from Cali, and they've been in great condition compared to some of the 04, 05s, 06, 07s from Houston. So Triaxles, I'm a fan of Triaxles. As a matter of fact, this is a Triaxle right here. Why am I a fan of Triaxles? So why am I a fan of Triaxles, guys? Well, you'll see it. But anyway, why am I a fan of Triaxles? Well, Triaxles, what I call are your do-it-all truck. What do I say by do-it-all? You can haul dirt, you can haul sand, you can haul gravel, you can haul asphalt, and you're kind of that happy medium, right? Some of the big super dumps don't fit in a lot of the jobs. They're too big. They don't go into tight spaces. Sometimes a contractor only wants a truck that delivers 15 tons, 16, 17 tons. They don't want a truck that delivers 20 or 25 tons, right? For whatever the reason may be. So Triaxle kind of covers everything. This is what I like to call your happy medium. If you just want to get on a dirt job and just move dirt, Triaxle can do that as well. So I like Triaxles. Now, I don't know where you're located. Maybe Triaxles may not be the thing in your city. So just keep that in mind. And I got videos on that too. I always remember, do some research. What kind of trucks are being most used or utilized in your city? If it's super dumps, is it just tandems? Is it just Triaxles? The weights also. One guy was shared with us a while back that in Atlanta, Georgia, a tandem can load 20 tons. I was amazed when he said that. I was like, 20 tons? How accurate is that, guys? I truly don't know. I'm just sharing you what he said. I think he sent me an email on that and also put it on the YouTube. So there's in some cities, apparently you can get away with 20 tons on a tandem dump truck. I didn't know that, guys, by the way. So here in Houston, you can't get away with more than 14. So hopefully that helps. And again, go watch the videos, brother. What would be the best route to connect with companies as a truck dispatcher? Man, this is a great question. Okay, what would be the best route to connect with companies as a truck dispatcher? dispatcher. Okay, so dispatcher. So if you're dispatching trucks, this is kind of similar to what we're doing in a way, right? So the best way to connect with companies, real briefly, what I would say is, again, making those phone calls. Just make a phone call. Have your little script ready. Let them know what you do. Just have your script ready and tell them, Alpha, hey, you know, my name is so-and-so and so-and-so. This is what I do. This is what I can, right? And tell them basically what they want to hear is how you're going to solve their dump truck issues. Just be ready to answer that. How are you going to solve your dump truck issues? Tell them, I can get the trucks, you can get them, and tell them, hey, I can have tandems, or I have tries, I have quad super dumps, I have end dump trailers, whatever it is that you can provide. Just make sure that you can provide that service, and make sure you give them a call. You can go on the your city of Houston. I say city of Houston, but go on the city's website. A lot of these projects are already on your city's website, and that's how you can get a hold of general contractors. You can go on there, you can see all the projects that your city's doing, and you can find the names and the phone numbers for those general contractors. There's also other databases out there that you can, what I call lead generators, that you can also go and research on Google, and you can type in construction. I mean, I can sit here and name them. Just go on Google and type in their construction leads, and it's gonna take you to all these different databases that provide all these general contractors out there, right? And just start calling them, and you can actually narrow that down to your city, wherever it is that you're located, right? So like for me, I'm in the city. What I do is I use a database. It's called Sipcast. They have Construct Connect. I'm trying to think of them. There's so many out there. I'm just gonna give you those two right now. I try not to use a lot of these names because, guys, I don't get paid, okay? Obviously, for this. But anyway, those are a couple that I'm sure they're also in your city. And then, man, it's gonna give you a list of projects, and you can narrow it down to your city. And then on there, you can find all the contractors that are looking at all those projects. And then what you can do is simply call those contractors and tell them what you do and provide your service for them, and the service you can provide for them. Battle Boy, I just bought a dump truck with air ride suspension. What is the cost range to convert to leaf spring suspension? I love it. Great question. So Battle Boy, first and foremost, I have to answer with a question. Is it a tandem? Is it a tri? Or is it a super dump? Why am I asking that question? Because if it's a tandem truck, don't waste your time and your money switching the suspension. It's gonna be very costly. Just keep riding with what you got and do, what I like to call work with what you have. Too much money to do that. Just go ahead and, if it's a tandem, keep the air ride suspension and just work with what you have. If it's a triaxle, you probably can still kind of get away with it. If it's one of those super dumps, all I can say right now is just gotta be careful. Going in and out of the jobs, be careful when it's muddy out there. If it rains the next day or the following day, you're gonna have to just be really precautious, because these trucks are just not built to be dump trucks. They're built to be over the road trucks. So just like an over the road truck, you'd be fine over the road. Asphalt or anything that's paved, concrete, whatever, you're good, right? But once you go off the road, the suspension is gonna unfortunately pay the price for it, right? So just be very careful. Hopefully you're the driver. So be very careful, watch where you're getting yourself in and out of, and that's really all you can do right now. I wouldn't convert it to a leaf spring suspension because it's gonna cost you a lot of money, especially because you just bought the dump truck. How about be very careful, be very cautious, and start making some money first. Down the road, if you really like your truck and the only issue you have is the suspension, then you can convert it to a leaf spring suspension. Hopefully that answers your question.